Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, today we're kind of taking a look at a Benchmade of the past, we'll call it. This is the Benchmade Vector. Now this is the 495 Vector. There is also a 496 Vector, which is actually a completely different looking knife, which to me is kind of surprising. You know, Benchmade, they do the kind of keep the names, but I guess the numbers are the same, like the 535 or the 940, you know. But this is definitely a 495 and a 496, and they are two definitely completely different knives with the same name. But this is the 495, and we're going to check it out today. Now, this one does come to me from my good friend, Casey, over at Knives Fest. So thank you so much, Casey, for the opportunity to check this one out. I've never had the opportunity to check out a Vector, so very, very happy to. Now, like I said, guys, this is what I call kind of a Benchmade of the past. They're not available. It would probably be a secondary market type of knife, but I'm really, really digging it and kind of wanted to talk about it with you. So, again, the 495, you've definitely, now this one says you've got a G10 handles on it. Very sort of contoured and really, really good grip on those scales. I mean, you can kind of see the texturing that you have going on, kind of that little diamond shape texturing. Stainless liners, stainless clip, pretty deep carry. Lanyard tube, yeah, lanyard hole, I guess I should say, not a tube. But very, very, just a really, really comfortable knife. We'll get into that a little bit more later. It is ambidextrous, so you can right or left hand tip up pocket clip. Our centering, looks like the centering is off to the clip side just a little bit on this one. But then again, like I said, this is not a brand new knife. This is one from Casey's collection, so I'm not sure if he's really, probably hasn't done a whole lot to it, but you never know. So just want to point that out, be fair, you know, but it is off a little bit. It's not rubbing or anything like that. Now, the 495, it is an axis assisted knife. So it's a flipper, assisted opening. Now, it's not rocketing out there, but it definitely, you could definitely feel that assist. And then, of course, you have to engage the axis or disengage, however you want to look at it, and close the knife to get past that spring tension. But man, now once you got it open, you got a really, really decent size S30V blade, drop point, kind of down, drop point, spear point, you know, they call it a spear point, I guess. So S30V, as I said, really, really like the satin on it. You can kind of see the grind lines, even though you've got the kind of the large swedge on the spine, and then of course your grind there, and then the flat in the middle, the grind lines pretty much, it kind of looks like they continue down in places, which I kind of dig that. It just kind of continuity. Now there on this side, not so much. Not so much on this side. But I just like the way it looks. I like the blade. Definitely, like I said, a good hardy blade on it. Let's get some specs and figure out just how hardy. So, all right, that looks about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're looking at about 8.5 fully open, 4 3/4 ish on your handle, which is going to give you a blade length of right about 3.5, 3 5/8 ish in there. Cutting edge, right about 3.5. Grip length, we're going to call it 1, 2, 3. We're going to give the grip length pretty much a full 4 inches there. And that's how it kind of looks in my 3 3/4 inch hand. I got a little bit left over, obviously quite enough for a full 4-finger grip. But like I said, it is a little bit larger knife. So now for some of you, it might be just an absolutely adequate knife, those of you with larger hands. But for me, it's a little bit larger, but not bad. So, we're going to put the competition out there. Oh, no. Oh, no. I hope something doesn't burst into flames here. But there's our size comparison with the PM2. Now the Vector's got it by a little bit on both ends, really. A little bit on the blade, a little bit on the handle. Probably, overall, we're probably looking at a good 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch as far as length. If we get it lined up just perfectly, yeah, about a 1/2. I'd say a 1/2 inch. And of course, well, we'll bring out a family member, because after that little ordeal with the competition, there we go. There's the bug out. So, definitely a good size knife. Something I consider the Vector a work knife. Just from everything, the fit and feel and everything. And that's not a bad thing. Don't mean that as a bad thing at all. It's just, that's kind of the vibe I get from it, is it's a work knife. All right. So what do we got here for weight? 127 grams or 4.5 ounces. So as large of a knife as it is, it's not a bad weight. Not a bad weight at all. 4.5. There again, you got the deep carry clip. Yeah, we're definitely liking that. Pretty smooth in and out of pocket. Retention is pretty good. A little. You could probably say it's a little light, but I didn't have any issues with it. Not 4.5 ounces. You know, not really a big issue. But the Vector overall, what am I thinking about it? I like it. I like the 495. Now, like I said, there's two different versions. The 496. You get into the 496, you're talking about recurves and compound grinds and everything else. Something that's really not necessarily in my wheelhouse. But this one, the 495, well, that's a little bit different. I am really liking this knife. Comfort, yeah, it is super comfortable. Really comfortable in hand. I feel like I have a fantastic grip on it. Now you do have a finger slot there, finger groove for your index finger, and then you kind of have another one for that second finger, your middle finger, and then everything kind of. But it just feels good. It feels good in my hand. I'm really digging it. Now, one thing I didn't point out, and I absolutely need to, is there is a lock on it. So it locks it shut. It's not coming open. You got a little bit of wiggle there, as you can see. But take that lock off and it opens. Now, does the lock affect it this way? No, it does not. It's still ineffectively locked. It's not going to come open, unlock, open. If that lock gets actuated for some reason while you're using it, you can still close the knife. Now, is it locked? Yes, indeedy, it is still locked. So, that's kind of a nice, I like that if you deploy it and then activate the lock, just kind of get in that habit. Once you close it, doesn't affect your closing. And now, either way, you can lock it after you shut it, lock it before, but it's just automatically locked that way. And I kind of like that. I like that feature. So, very cool. As I said, I kind of feel the Vector is a work knife. That's what I don't know is if I would, is it EDCable? Absolutely, without question. It is. There's a lot of people that like to EDC the little bit larger knives. Absolutely, and it does it well. I definitely won't say that. For me, I'm saying I see the Vector as more of that work knife role. If I know I'm going to be doing a lot of work, well, my normal job, to be perfectly honest with you, the Vector works very well. I had it with me at work. It performed fantastically. Yeah, it's a solid knife. Now, like I said, they're not readily available at this time. Understand, it would definitely be probably a secondary market type of knife. But if you're looking for a good, solid work knife and are a Benchmade fan, or, just want a quality knife to work with, you know what? This one, if you can find one on the secondary market for a decent price, I'd say go for it, Of course, you got Griptilians and everything else. Benchmade's got a pretty good reputation for being a solid knife. No issues there. But I'm digging the Vector and greatly appreciate the opportunity that KC gave me to check it out. Oh, I want to point this out. Let me grab something here real quick. It kinda, another quick comparison here. I don't know, do you guys think it kinda, to me it kinda reminds me of like maybe the big brother of the Emissary. Kinda. Because the Emissary is also an access assisted knife, right? Yep. It's got a lock on it. I gotta actuate it behind the camera there. Now that does lock it open on this one. Shut it. Now we locked shut. Yep, so this one actually does lock both ways. So, but it does, to me it does. It kind of looks like maybe the, I don't know, the big brother, older cousin, something like that of the Emissary. But I kind of thought that was a kind of a unique little comparison. I don't know. I guess I'd have to talk to Benchmade to see if there was anything, any type of relation there. One inspired the other type of deal. But as always, guys, it's been a pleasure sharing the Benchmade Vector with you. The 595 Vector. Excuse me, 495 Vector. Sorry about that. The 495 Vector, not the 496 Vector. Definitely two separate knives. Thanks again, KC. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for checking it out with me. As always, remember to like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.